The following video is of limited utility. Unless you meet the following criteria, this video is useless. It concerns a video game called Rust and a build of it from 2015, 2014, or 2013, and only if you downloaded it from a specific website, rustlegacy.eu. It concerns a very limited set of problems that are happening with it, including losing access to the map that happens when you hit the letter M, and or it refusing to update itself, or it producing any number of other problems. So let me give you a timeline. 2024, rustlegacy.eu has a copy of 2013 and 2015 unauthorized clone remake of Rust, we now call Legacy Rust from those eras. They also had a 2014 version. That's also linked below in the description. On February, they updated the game with an in-game map that you can access by pressing the letter M. This is the older version that never had an official pop-up map that I can find any evidence of. I want to point out something, that this kind of map is called a dozen different things. If you try to look it up, you're going to go down a bunch of rabbit holes. You're going to see things that have nothing to do with what you're looking up coming up top of the list. Whether you're looking up Rust, Rust Legacy, or any other game or any other product. It also doesn't help that there's an entire programming language called Rust, and that there are things called the same thing as this pop-up map that are called overlays to hide the map. None of these are on topic. And because it's legacy Rust from 10 years ago or more, in some cases, you're not going to get information from even older files. Because only in this year has anybody put out this archaic legacy clone that came default with a map that I can find. This can be executed on the server or on your computer or on your device, etc. I downloaded the game on July 4th. I got it running, and when I ran it, it wanted to run an updater, which I later on had to rename to keep it from running anymore because it's a broken updater. As of July 4th, it was a broken updater. But somewhere along the lines, I now know that it updated just enough to give it that map ability. But it is a broken updater. Period, full stop. Now, this was on my copy of Windows 7 Service Pack 0, meaning no service pack, not even the update to allow a service pack, and I had added in individual components that were missing to make my computer work with newer programs. Instead of installing Service Pack 1, which for various reasons wasn't able to be done for many, many years, I had Service Pack 0 and a bunch of patches, and it ran just fine. That means this game is supposed to work on Windows 7. And it should be updatable on Windows 7, which we now, that's foreshadowing in boss music. It isn't supposed to be run on Windows 7. They don't tell you on the website what the operating system limits are or whether or not the updater has some limit on it. Let's move on. My computer crashed on the 25th of July. Hard crash, hardware crash, and it was a intermittent hard drive sector error, which is the worst kind on earth because it progressively breaks more and more files without you even noticing it happening. That and the fact that the computer was overheating because it had half a cat's worth of shedded hair in it somehow from dust and stuff in the air. So I reinstalled Windows 7, added in Service Pack 1, and then I added in a bunch of plus add-ons to get it up to date with current requirements. When I re-extracted the same zip file, and also when I re-extracted my functioning copy that had the map in it that I also backed up by zipping it shut, neither of them brought up the map, and in some cases didn't work correctly at all. I did not know why. Here we go. On the 15th of July, before my computer crashed, and without me knowing about it because it was only on the Discord page, they never posted any of this information on fixes and whatever on the main page, rustlegacy.eu. If you look down in the description of my video, if you can read it, YouTube is hiding descriptions lately, you will see that this is a one-page stack of information I'm reading from. I know this is a long drum roll to it, 4 minutes and 30 seconds, but it's very frustrating having a website that could have just put up the answers. It has a spot on the website for updates and fixes, and they leave it blank and say, join our Discord. Stop promoting your damn Discords. If any of you are, if I ever run a company and you're a programmer and you bring up Discord, I'm firing you immediately. I'm not even talking to you anymore. This is frustrating. Discord is a horrible user interface to find information on. And it's very insistent on rolling you to the latest posting. But I'm looking for something months ago. Let's move on. We're at the 5-minute and 10-second mark. Let's move on. On the 15th of July, they posted a bunch of fixes for exactly these problems. Look on our Discord, left sidebar. Look for the links. The one labeled support has a really long string of data, but it has the answers in it. They don't say that, but I'm saying it. You can find and download attachments. These come in the form of 3 executables, so we're downloading raw, runnable code off the internet with all the problems that includes. Having to tell our operating system to ignore the fact that we're running an executable from a random sketchy site like Discord. And we're running not only an executable, but we're downloading a DLL, a dynamic link library file, which is an executable technically. It's a stack of them packed together in a dynamic link library, a whole stack of programlets. And it's 2.92 megabytes. And it's called Assembly-CSharp.dll. Hold the phoneme. That sounds like a file that goes into the operating system. It actually isn't. When you make a program, you can make a program that includes a copy of what would be some key system file for your operating system, but you can just dump it in the game itself. This is very commonly done with games, like really common, because sometimes it's the only way to get the damn thing to shut up and work. In this case, it's part and parcel of how it works when you run a project and create a custom DLL. So it is a updated custom build DLL, or not. No, you're not going to get an answer from me because I can't find it either. Let's move on. You're supposed to copy that to the folder rust/rust_data/managed. That's what they tell you. This is the correct answer. Go to that directory and look for Assembly-CSharp.dll and rename it the same name, but after you say C#, put in .old.dll. Number one, because it has a double extension to it, that will mark it as being pseudo-suspicious, so the operating system will probably refuse to run it. Number two, when you copy over the new copy that's 2.92 megabytes, you might notice that they're different file sizes. Next, I said copy, don't move. Keep the original download you did from the Discord if you want to do this, because you're going to need it again. Now, you look on the Discord left sidebar under support again, and then go ahead and find good luck and download good luck 3 executable files as attachments. Again, every single bell and whistle going, every alarm, every red flag. One of them is a 13.13 megabyte version of Visual C redistributable package for 32-bit systems called x86.exe. Another one seems to be the same file, but they moved the underscore to a different position in the name, and that one's 4.84 megabytes. And another one is .NetFramework4.5 download. It's a 66 megabyte file. These are updates to your operating system, so it's running .NetFramework 4.5, and it's running unknown version of Visual C, the redistributable package, the large and small file from different years. Pro tip, Microsoft Corporation names things so similarly and doesn't bother putting in, VC Redist x86 2010. Why not just put the version number of the year it comes out, or maybe even both? Oh no, we don't do that. Next, you are supposed to run each of those, trust me bro, from a Discord page, and then reboot your computer. Along with stuffing a DLL into a video game folder. Anybody out there who does video games already is known to do that. We just do it. We know that it's not normally a problem. But, by the way, if you're not aware of it, that's an excellent way to transport a virus. And we're downloading it again, literally using Discord as a file storage area. Next, we're supposed to look on the Discord left sidebar and look up # or hashtag need help. I want to point out something. When I put this in the description for the video, YouTube's built-in hassle routine is going to screw with me because of that hashtag. It's going to try to stick all sorts of crap in there. And then it'll screw it up on purpose because lately YouTube just screws up when I type in a description or cut and paste it. It will screw it up. I don't have any ability to fix it. Half of this shit is not going to work, so I'm going to include links below in the description that are archive links if possible, because those are short, you can cut and paste them, and then your browser can open them. YouTube will interfere with this. Let's move on. Anyway, in the need help, when you download and extract 2 files, they are zip archives and they're an attachment. Again, at least it's not an executable, and that's going to set off a bunch of alarms. Now, by the way, I want to point out, during all of this, you're supposed to already have configured your computer to show the file extensions, because if you don't show the file extensions, you'll click something that'll do something bad. Let's move on. The zip attachments is an 84 megabyte one called Smile Error, and another one that's almost 13 megabytes called Fix Game. You know what's in them? Duplicates of some of the stuff we did here and a couple of things we didn't. What do they amount to? A Trust Me Bro set of registry hacks to tell your computer you've never run Rust before. Another one that's supposed to do some other damn thing. And the other one is installing, again, .NET Framework, Visual C, and who knows what else. Sounds really comfortable, doesn't it? Now, read all of the files within them, any text files or whatever, and you have to figure it out from yourself, and then run them only if needed, and you have to do that as judgment. Meanwhile, the company could just put up a completely patched version of their program, because they're the one producing this, and just put it up to where it don't break. Oh, and by the way, on the website, would you mind telling us it won't work unless we're using Windows 7 Service Pack 2 or an equivalent, or 1, or it doesn't support Windows 7 because it causes crashes? So to review, we have to download over 100 megabytes of patches to get the thing to work. Or they could just put up a new version of it on a new mega.nz page to download so we don't have these problems. Why would it need to run an updater if you know what the updates are going to do and they're from early 2024? It's the only patches needed. Why aren't you doing this correctly? Let's move on. You restart your PC only after all of the above have been downloaded and or if needed. Then you, in your antivirus and firewall, you have to unblock all the Rust files because they're probably not going to check out. Then you can run the updater, which is updateHOB. By the way, did I mention that most of the people writing this are writing it for English speakers, but they don't show any sign of actually knowing how to spell things and everything? I'm sure updateHOB is an acceptable spelling, but the point is, it's usually updater, some other way of typing it, I thought. Anyway, you update the game, and you may or may not see that it brings up the M key for making a map. It may work perfectly fine. I'm assuming if you're running something above Windows 7 or something. Again, they haven't posted exactly what requirements are. If you're not aware of it, Rust 2013 is supposed to work under Windows XP. No, I'm not joking. And it comes with .NET Framework 4.0, so you can do that. Or it did. Let's move on. When it runs the updater, you might see the following complaint about Assembly-CSharp.dll transfer in progress, fail and crash at smaller than that. So you have to recopy the same file that you are linked into the Rust Data Manage folder all over again because the updater just broke it because it presumed that it wouldn't fail downloading a file that has failed since apparently July 15th, or actually, yeah, about then. I saw it fail when I first downloaded it July 4th. Now, hopefully you've gotten some useful things out of it. You have to go to their Discord page. I will provide all the links if I can, and download all of these files. Extract them if they're zips, run them if they're executables, and one DLL has to be copied and pasted to a certain directory. It also contains fixes to tell your computer it's never run Rust before, so that it can act like it's never run before and then rerun itself. And the updater may or may not destroy everything you just fixed. Anyway, when it tries to run that Assembly-Sharp updater, or whatever it's doing, it could be other files, it will either make the game work fine or crash it completely, and the website and the Discord do not explain why. They don't have any reasons to do this, I guess, but more importantly, fix your stuff and put it out. Anyway, I hope this is useful. Links below in the description. Have fun dealing with them,
And yes, I had to set up a Discord page even though I didn't need to. So I'll include links that don't require that you log in. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. You'll need it.